Okay, Google fans, studio lights on. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to PBAM Vlogs, and today we're doing another edition of BAM's product picks with the 1-year update with the Action Blink Light electric skateboard. Alright, before we get this review started, I just wanted to let you guys know I do skateboard, so I do like to push on a skateboard regardless. I'm not just using it to be a lazy guy. I do like to pop an ollie once in a while. So even when I just cruise on a skateboard, I still want to do some tricks once in a great while. That's why I've held off getting all the big boosted boards or anything like that. I do have other big longboard cruisers as well, but I wanted an electric skateboard for commuting, so I was looking kind of for a smaller skateboard that I could take with to travel, or even if I'm just going around and I didn't want to walk somewhere or park really far. I didn't want to have a big board, and I also still wanted to push. If I ran out of electricity, I also wanted to be able to push with it. And I didn't really find any skateboards that were able to push and be an electric skateboard as well. I do prefer to stay away from the belt-driven ones just because I really don't care if it starts up fast or you can go reverse fast. These go reverse too, but if you really skateboard, you don't really want to go 25 miles an hour right off the bat. These Action skateboards have hub motors, so they're on the outside, they're inside the wheel. I read you could push freely with them. I tried out this one, you totally can. I've used a skateboard where I didn't even use the electric part of it and just pushed it. It was just fine. It wasn't anything less. I'm pretty sure maybe with the 2 or 4 hub motors you feel a little bit more tension, but this one felt just like a skateboard with pushing, so I really like this one. Let's check out the stats real quick on the skateboard. Alright, here's the Action electric skateboard website. They got the Blink Light that I have, which is the lowest one. They got a Blink S, it's only a couple higher, and then they got the dual hub on the back, 2 wheels, the Blink S2. I got my eyes on that one. I like the Action Blink skateboards because they got the hub motors. You can push even when there's no power on them, unlike the belt-driven ones like the boosted board. Once those are out, you can't push with those barely. I always see everyone walking with those things more than they are riding them at times, so I'm very partial to this Action company and that their stuff has been lasting me. I've had it over for the past year. I've actually left it out in the rain, in a light rain, for like a half hour. I forgot it was outside, laying upwards, and lucky enough I've had no problems with it. Here, the Blink Light version 2, it goes to around $249. I probably have the version 1. You can find these skateboards anywhere from $2 to $250. Got a single hub motor system, which means it has one motor in the wheel on the back. It does a range of 5 miles. I can see that. It goes about 4 to 5 miles. When I push, I get about 7 to 10 miles on it when I help with pushing. It's got regenerated braking, so when you use the brakes like down hills or when you stop, it charges a little bit. Wireless remote, I like that as well because I don't like the ones where you only use the phone as your controller. Then your phone's tied up, or sometimes the Wi-Fi doesn't connect well. This one just has its own controller. I had no problems with it yet. I also left that out in the rain for a half hour, and surprisingly it still works. I've also had it for about a year, and I haven't changed the batteries. It takes 2 AAAs, and I haven't changed the batteries on them, and there's even at times, I would say 50% of the time I would leave it on even for like a couple hours. I'd forget to turn it off after I'm done using the skateboard, and still I haven't changed the batteries on those AAAs. They say it goes about 10 miles an hour. When it's fully charged, 7 to 10 miles an hour. I noticed that once your battery goes to half, all the functions on the skateboard go about to half as well. So your acceleration on it, which number one, it's not belt driven, so you don't get that acceleration right away, which I don't know why people want to have fast acceleration on a skateboard right away. People are even novices when they come on these electric skateboards and you just shoot right off them anyways. You should push to start on electric skateboards, in my opinion. You should push just like any other skateboard. But anyways, I noticed when the battery's at half, the acceleration is a lot slower, but you still get the peak speed. It's just slower at half battery. At full battery and 3/4 battery, the skateboard performs 100%. When it's at half battery and quarter battery and low, it definitely drops to about maybe like 5 to 7 miles an hour. You definitely have to push to start. It's got an 8% incline rate, which means nothing. It barely can go up a hill. I have a very mellow driveway, and halfway up, it totally slows down or stops. A couple pushes though and you're good. And it has signature safety LED lights. They do have lights when you turn it on the bottom, but they really don't do much. It has just like a really light glow on the bottom of the board. You really can't see much. It doesn't really help you visually. It doesn't help other cars. I put a headlamp LED light in front. I think it's about 100 milliamps or whatever that's called. This does help a lot. This helps with headlights while going to the front. I'll go through the mods after this of what I did to it. The main reason why I got the Action Bling Like skateboard was it wasn't $1,000. If I had the money to spend for that, I would definitely get the higher S21. I wanted something that was small, that I either could fit in a backpack or strap onto a skateboard or strap onto a skateboard backpack. I wanted it to be easy to carry, not too much drawing attention to, and then just be able to throw it on the ground and then just go. I also wanted to be able to push, just because it's always natural and it's fun to push. I still love skateboarding, so it's just even fun just to push, so I wanted to be able to do that. I didn't want that taken away from me. And then if you ran out of electricity, I wanted to be able to just use it like a normal skateboard. Like, who cares if it was electric or not? The Action Skateboard Company definitely lived up to that. The quality of the motors and the wheels and everything, right on. I had no problems yet with connections. It hasn't gone out on me. I've hit a lot of bumps. I mean, look at my skateboard. I'll explain more of it later, but I've been through mud, I've been through water. I've left it outside in the rain for about a half hour with the controller by accident, and it amazingly still works. I've been caught in the rain before. I don't recommend it using with water, but I had no problems with it yet after 1 year. Really impressed with it. So the pros, it's small enough to bring with somewhere. You can charge it in a couple hours. It's a hub motor system, so there's nothing to worry about with the belts. You can push with the Blink Light one, you can push just like a skateboard. It only has one motor in it, and there's not much tension when you push when there's no electricity. When you have it off or even when it's on, you can just push, it's fine. One way I like to make the battery last long with is during the beginning of my session or journey or trip, I just push, not using electricity to start the skateboard. I just push first, and then when I'm coasting, then I turn on electricity. It saves a lot more energy than using all the force to push a 160 to 200 pound person from start. There's really no need for that. Just do a push. And then usually when I'm not using electric skateboard, if I want to save up some, I just push like regular skateboard, and then I use the brakes on it because it has regenerated braking. So anytime I use the brake, it just pretty much charges it up. And since you're not using the electric skateboard, you're not using it to accelerate, you're pretty much either charging the battery or just keeping it where it's at using the regenerated braking system. It's perfect for taking on for planes or trips. The battery's small enough in compliance. If you're bringing it in the car, it's not taking up the whole trunk where people are not going to want you to take it with. Those are my main pros about this skateboard. The cons on this skateboard, kind of 50-50 on them. They're not that big of a deal, but they're kind of a big deal. The main one was the deck that it comes with. It says it's a 7-ply maple, but it was very, they're pretty much pushing the version 2 of it. I probably got the version 1 of it because I got it at the beginning of 2017. They said it was a 7-ply maple, but when I first got it, number one, it came separated. One of the layers already became separated. I Gorilla Glued it. Not too much of a big deal. Yeah, it could be for a regular consumer, but I am into skateboards, so it's easy to fix, and I didn't feel like returning it over that. But that showing that it was already delaminating or coming apart, that already showed me that it's a very cheap skateboard. So I could see that with the lower models because they're trying to save money, but with the Blink Light, I'm pretty much going to say that they come with very low quality skateboard decks. And that's kind of a big deal because when you ride a cheap deck, if you're a skateboarder, you'll know that when I rode this, it vibrated a lot. Not as in sound, but since it's not a good skateboard or well-made skateboard with the layers, it vibrates off the ground from the wheels, so it vibrates your feet slightly, so it kind of actually hurts your feet after just a short run. It's kind of like you're just running with no shoes for like a mile. It makes your feet and your ankles tired just standing there. And it's not just me, I've had other people that tried it out, and even kids as low as say 8 or 9 years old, they were just like, oh, it hurts my feet. They still had a lot of fun, everyone did, but that was a cheap skateboard. That deterred me from using it at first because I was planning on using it for long journeys. I even use a regular skateboard if it's a less than a mile trip and it's not that much to carry. I usually just push somewhere. But I wanted to use electric skateboard because I've been carrying a lot more things with the kid and everything. So I wanted to be a good smooth ride, so I already planned to change the deck on it. You're able to take these things apart. So I changed the deck on them. I upgraded the bearings. They come with pretty good bearings already, but I put some Super Reds in there from Bones if you're new to those. It's definitely a little bit of an upgrade. And they come with 70mm wheels. Bigger the wheel, the softer the better. You want 78A in softness. I had some 72s. It was close. I had no 70s that would match. I had one. This one's a light up one. This was a 70, so this matched the back wheel exactly, so I put that on. These are 72mm. It's only very small distance in size between the two, but since they're both the same on the front and the back, I just threw them on the front. But you can upgrade the wheels if you had the same size, so you can put 70mm on all four. But I upgraded the wheels, I upgraded the bearings, and I swapped out the deck. The deck that they put together, because it is only a $200 skateboard, a lot of it is mostly plastic, so all this is plastic on the bottom, the battering housing and the casing, so I totally took it off. I accidentally broke the brackets that the screws go into, so I had to basically just Gorilla Glue mine, and I put these industrial pull ties to hold it together, and it's fine. Like I said, I'm a skateboarder, so it does have these straps on the top, but it doesn't bother me at all. But I completely took apart the skateboard, I took off all the screws, I took off the battery, and then I just mounted it on a good skateboard. This is a Dogtown one. It's a 7-ply. It's real maple. And I'm actually able to do like ollies and stuff with it and everything. I weigh anywhere from 145 to 155 pounds. It does start out from a dead stop while I'm standing on it, but it's very slow. Sometimes it needs a little bit of a nudge, but it does get up there. One push and I'm ready to go. We can check out some footage of me just going with it, just going real slow, starting from a dead stop with no assistance. And it has pretty good pickup, and that's what it looks like at full speed. You either can just jump on it and then put the throttle on, or you just give a couple pushes, and then when you're at the peak speed you just put the throttle and it hangs on. It definitely saves on power, because there's a lot of strain when you want to just start up from a dead stop with all the weight. I use it for running errands. Like I said, I usually bring a regular skateboard if it's just under 2 miles or under a mile and I'm not carrying too many things, or if I'm just going to go visit someone or check something out. I always can just break this electric skateboard out. It's real quick. I don't have to set anything up. I just grab it, turn it on, and I go. We go to the store, we run errands, our family night cruises. We got the electric bike, and then we got the electric skateboard. Don't do it for laziness. Just do it. It's more for fun. We do get exercise out of it because you do assistance on both. It's always fun to not having to have to concentrate on using all your power to cruise with the family or with the kids, because sometimes it's not motivating if you know if you have to do a lot of work just to go hang out. So these electric things are pretty good as long as you get your exercise in. Like I said, that's why I got the hub motor. You always can just push with assistance. I don't know if you're into DIY stuff, I really personally recommend this skateboard or any of the ones that they have from the Action Blink Light Company. Their customer service, I had problems where I lost my remote or I had questions. They responded right away. They definitely help you out with parts. At least with my experience, I haven't had any problems with them yet. This is my Frankenstein setup. There's no motors in the front, so these are just regular trucks and skateboard wheels in the front. In the back it had one regular one, but I replaced it with this light up one, and on the other side it has the hub motor. See how this other regular one spins? And this is the hub motor system where it spins just a little bit, but there's definitely a lot of tension on it. Here's the remote. It blinks when it's turned on. It has an on and off button on the side. This is to change it from forward to reverse on the other side, and then it just has a throttle button. So no matter what direction, you always push forward for throttle. If you want it in reverse, you hit the reverse button and then hit throttle forward again, and then it goes reverse. And then you can put it back to forward and go forward. Here's the acceleration, how it sounds, and this is with no weight on it, but here's it spinning. There's top speed, and then when I let it go, that's how it stops. And here's it with the brake. Going pretty fast. There, and that's with the brake. It doesn't stop that abrupt when you're riding it. It's definitely a slow, gradual stop. You don't want to stop that fast on a skateboard because you're just going to fly right off it. But that's pretty much it. I love the hub motor system. I love the Action Company so far. I've had no problems with them. Good quality stuff. Like I said, I have not had any issues with it. It's about the same size of a skateboard that it comes with. It's around 30 inches, and skateboards are usually anywhere from 28 to 32 inches. Skateboards are usually around 5 to 6 pounds. This one's around 7.8 or under 8 pounds. Battery is cleared to travel on the planes. I lost the backing, but it's powered by 2 AAA batteries. I always thought it was weird that it never showed how much power was left in these batteries for the controller, but I basically had this for 1 whole year, and even it's on right now. I would say 50% of the time that I used it, I always left it on for more than 3-4 hours after I used it. I always forgot to turn it off, which is also kind of annoying sometimes. And I still haven't even changed the batteries yet. And I do it at least 50% of the time that I've used this skateboard. I always left the controller on, and the batteries are still working, so I don't think you're gonna drain the batteries out too much. Definitely for around $200, under $300, this is definitely the way to go for an electric startup. It's definitely not a toy, but it's definitely not one of the top of the line ones. I mean, if you build a regular skateboard now, if you use all pro parts or all really good top of the line parts, they're gonna be anywhere now from like $160 to $200. So an extra 30 or 40 bucks, you get an electric skateboard on top of a regular skateboard. Definitely check this company out. Thanks again for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope it was useful. If you guys made any videos or you had any reviews or you have any other questions, definitely hit me up on the comments below. Subscribe to the channel. We got other unboxings and other reviews of any other products. Check out the playlist section. We got a whole bunch of other reviews, unboxings, a whole bunch of gaming videos, reaction videos, new hot mixes and music downloads. A lot of good stuff. I hope I helped you guys make a decision on an electric skateboard, and I'll see you guys in the next video or stream. Later.